just basic physics, for crying out loud. The weight of an object is distributed equally along its length.
You wouldn't say that if we were carrying a pyramid.
Sir, may I ask you a question?
Well...
I'm Bert Walensky. That's my brother, Tony. We're introducing ourselves and our service to the residents of the neighborhood.
What is your service?
Laddering.
All your laddering needs.
Balls, kites...
Kittens. Anything you can get out of a tree.
Do you do roofing?
Absolutely not. But that's another story. Anyway, we're just starting up our business.
Maybe you should distribute a flyer.
A flyer?
You know, advertising. Look, I really must be off.
You take this end this time.
And there never was this other guy.
Get out.
She made him up to make Nick jealous, sending herself flowers, and then Nick goes berserk and kills this totally innocent guy.
Remember, dangers and bubblegum don't mix.
So I imagine now she's acting like she had nothing to do with it?
Exactly.
Well, this certainly sounds juicy.
Love, sex, and death. Season finale.
Oh, Dr. Schultz. Come right in.
Don't forget Millionaire tonight, Bob. That gal's going for the million.
You're a psychiatrist, Dr. Schultz. Yeah, a man of the mind, so to speak. Yeah, I'm strictly an amateur myself. Have you ever noticed that all people ever talk about are characters from films and the telly? I mean, why is there no interest in the stories of real people? People around us?
Yes, very astute. They did a Frasier about that once.
Byron, heel. Byron.
Elizabeth, stop it! Oh, I'm sorry. They're usually more obedient.
Oh, they're just being animals. Doing what comes naturally, huh?
I suppose.
Stephen Eaton Jones.
Margaret Fish. We just moved into the neighborhood.
I see you're reading S.O.D.
S.O.D.?
The Swords of Desire. S.O.D., they call it in the trades.
Oh.
It's very discouraging the way reading has been replaced by television and film.
Yes, I love to read.
Then perhaps you could join our little neighborhood book club. In fact, we're meeting this Thursday to discuss The Swords of Desire. There are some very interesting people. I'd love it if you'd come.
Well, I'll ask my husband if he'd like to go.
Your husband? Yes, by all means.
He was flirting with you, Margaret.
No, it's not.
Right.
Look, you weren't even there. Besides, he's probably married himself.
Oh, Margaret, you are so naive. Yeah, still, a book club might be fun. I mean, people don't talk anymore. Well, except about who did what to whom on the telly last night. Oh, we had a great book club when I was in college. Very lively.
He said there'd be some very interesting people there.
What's the book? Oh, that's not fair. How can I digest a book that thick in 2 days? I need time to formulate my thoughts and impressions, search my memories for emotional verification. Oh, the characters were so complex. Oh, the ending. I can't wait to discuss it.
I can't believe you read a book that quickly.
It's a trick I taught myself in medical school.
Oh, why'd you wear that jumper?
What? What's wrong with it?
Oh, it's a little snug around the middle.
Margaret, how fabulous to see you.
Oh, this is my husband, Bob. Bob, Stephen Eaton Jones.
How do you do?
Hello.
Come right in. Everybody, I'd like you to meet a new neighbor, Margaret Fish. And, yes, her husband, sorry, was it Don?
No, Bob Fish.
Tanya, our secretary. Debbie, our recording secretary. Sophie is our treasurer. Rachel, our coordinator. And Ted, our logistics and security man. Just grab yourself some chairs and we'll get started.
Oh, you know, I really can't wait because...
Please, contain your enthusiasm. We customarily start our meeting with the reading of the minutes of last meeting. Debbie?
I'd be pleased to, Stephen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. First business is to thank the person who held last week's meeting. So, Tanya, thank you. Your Swiss mocha coffee was delicious.
It was really good.
Thank you.
Such a lovely flavor.
It was very mocha-ish.
And we have some announcements. Susan Skinner isn't able to be with us tonight due to a violent allergic reaction to the Swiss mocha coffee at last week's meeting.
Oh, dear.
She has a skin rash all over her body, red with little pustules. Is there any other business?
Should we serve the coffee now or after the discussion?
Oh, good Lord.
Well, we don't want it cold.
Excellent point.
People, The most important thing is to stay calm. Let's have a quick once around where we all give our short critique, if one can give a short critique of a work some are calling the novel of the century, then break for coffee, and then come back for the real free-for-all afterward.
Oh, that'll be fine, yeah.
That's as it should be.
All right. The book is The Swords of Desire, an epic saga of greed and betrayal in the vineyards of Tuscany. Who wants to go first? What seems to be the matter?
I read Sort of Desire, a twisted story of dead-end love and a couple of kids on a one-way road to nowhere.
I read Sordid Desire. One transsexual's desperate plea for understanding against a background of small engine repair.
I read Soviet Desire, a history of love in the Gulag 1949 to 1953. Anybody else?
God, I can't breathe in this thing. What a charlatan that Stephen Eaton Jones is. Really, what a complete phony. I mean, he wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes at my college. I mean, he knows as much about running a...
Hello? Oh, yes, Rachel. Next week. Hold on. Rachel's supposed to host the meeting next week, but her son's brass band is practicing in her basement. She wants to know if we can have it here.
No, absolutely not. Not in a million years.
Oh. I don't think so. We're quite busy next week, but thank you for asking. Sorry, yes. Bye then.
Can you imagine the nerve? Margaret, are you awake?
What?
I think we should host the book club next week.
Why?
To show that Eaton Jones guy how it's done.
Oh, we don't have to do any such thing. Go back to sleep.
No, seriously, Margaret. We'll do it right. Serve a good sherry or a rosé. Loosen them up a bit. Let them experience the cut and thrust of a real debate. I tell you, when Bob Fish hosts a meeting, it won't be boring and pointless like that last one.
I just want to shake your hand.
What?
Your idea for the brochure. We're swamped with work.
We're thinking of getting a second ladder.
What do you think of eaves troughs?
I guess they're necessary.
Yours could use a cleaning. Free of charge, of course. Our way of saying thanks for the support.
Oh, well, thanks. Cheers.
Come on, we gotta go. Waffle iron on top of a gazebo in the townhouse complex.
Oh, Bob, if your jacket's wet... Oops. Swords of Desire? Why, that bloody snake.
Now they want to play. Oh, God. I saw that Stephen Eaton Jones at the park. You know, he speaks to his dog in French. He is such a phony.
He's a phony. He's not the one who went to the movie version of The Swords of Desire instead of reading the book.
Ah, yeah, well. Yeah, they've probably all seen it anyway.
It's just plain dishonest.
Yeah, well, how could I read it with you hogging it? Anyway, I'm going to finish it before this week's meeting. Don't worry.
I thought that was an excellent suggestion of yours, that we devote one more meeting to The Swords of Desire.
I just want to hear what complete claptrap that phony Stephen Eaton Jones has to say.
What are those?
Book reviews. National Post, New York Times, Atlantic Monthly. The moment he steals from any of these reviews, I nail him.
I don't know why you're picking on poor Stephen Eaton Jones.
I just can't stand small-mindedness, Margaret. I can't stand it.
Really? Fascinating.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, I'm starving.
Oh, no, you don't.
This is wonderful.
You shouldn't have gone to so much trouble.
It's no trouble at all, really. Here, try this meal alone.
There are plenty of canopies in the kitchen, so everybody just help yourselves.
I don't drink as a rule, but this is great.
It sets an awkward precedent.
Oh, true.
It's Bob, wants to impress, desperate to fit in, so obvious.
This Merlot is lovely.
Everything seems to be going well.
Yeah, but no one's talking about the book.
But they're talking, Bob, enjoying themselves. Isn't that what you said? People don't talk anymore.
No, well, there's a time and a place for everything. I mean, this is a book club.
Oh, excuse me. Empty stomach.
Oh, the canopies. Oh, bad dogs.
Oh, thank God, more food. I'm starving.
All right, nobody panic. We'll order a pizza or something. Let's get right down to brass tacks. The reason we're all here after last week's mix-up. The Swords of Desire.
What about the minutes of the last meeting? What about all business?
Oh, who cares about some stupid old minutes?
It's the principle of the thing.
I'm confused. I thought we'd agreed that we'd all read Sordid Desire. 2 teenage drug addicts on a one-way road to nowhere.
I read Soviet Desire, where a kidnapping leads to a game of Russian roulette.
Unbelievable. Have any 2 people here read the same book? Oh, all right, fine.
We could read the minutes of the last meeting and tie up the old business. Nuisance, though it is.
Why don't we just talk about our feelings?
Hey, there is an idea. Now, why don't we say what's on our minds instead of quoting all these middle-class knee-jerk cliches? Everybody's phoning. Let's face it. We all need, man. We all need.
Well, we all need. Yeah,
I think that's right. The characters in the Swords of Desire aren't afraid to go after what I want. I mean, they want.
Aha! You said I, Rachel. What do you want?
Nothing else to drink?
You know there's 2 clowns climbing up on your eavesdrop out front?
What? They're here now? Oh, great.
Who are they?
They're 2 guys who clean gutters, from what I gather.
Hey, got a party going on?
No, just a...
Excellent point. Yes, it was very mocha.
So there's nothing left to drink?
Go on, Bob.
I'll get the Bordeaux.
Don't go away. I'll put on some music.
Hey, where you going?
Maybe we should discuss the minutes. I can see where that might be a good idea.
I really did prepare quite a good speech on the Swords of Desire, but everybody just seems to prefer to talk. This is not like any book club I've ever been to.
It's gotten totally out of control out there.
Nobody's eaten anything. I'm trying to get something together to soak up the booze.
Coffee. Make coffee.
The lady out there invited us in. Your troughs are clean as a baby's bottom. Just want to put this out back.
Well, I don't really think...
Once you get a taste of the high aluminum...
I know what you mean. When something's in your blood. I always wanted to be an archaeologist, but my father said I'd never make it. And then I got pregnant and had to drop out of school.
All right!
My great-grandfather Waldo roofed for King Leopold.
Oh,
things
really?
he saw from that roof. More than kingdoms rising and falling, I'll tell you that much.
I suppose you think that's funny.
Every man's opinion deserves to be respected, whether it's at a book club or at the House of Commons. Every man deserves to be heard.
Boy, this black really shows the dandruff.
World War II cost the Walensky's dearly.
Here, eat something.
The Moroccan underground got my father out, but he had to leave his ladder behind.
Oh, no.
There's only so much you can hide under a jalaba.
Here, you must eat something. Anything.
Why, father?
What are you talking
I'm a
about?
fraud, Margaret, I am. I run my pathetic little book club. I guess I prefer books to people, but it seems people don't care about books anymore.
Well, you make them care. Isn't that what the book club is all about?
Is it? The truth is, I've always wanted to be a writer myself, but it's all just empty dreams.
Oh, have you tried?
I've never found the right subject, the right canvas for my palette, you might say.
Well, look around you. Here's your canvas and your palette.
The Swords of Desire. I read that when... Oh, Joyce and I were in Cuba. Hell of a beach book. Fantastic indictment of our Western materialism. We think we're being enlightened by big media, but instead, we're being enslaved by it.
Wow. So everything that's supposed to be good for us is bad, and everything that's
You gonna
supposed...
finish that dip? Hey, I'll tell you one guy who made a contribution to society. The guy who invented the cup holder. Everything else is crap and fake. Except for wrestling. Whoop. Meant to yodel.
You are so cool.
Your friend Trevor has, shall we say, fresh ideas.
Oh, yeah. Beginner's luck.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they flock to him now. Wait till he has them reading the Hardy Boys.
Oh, very good. I like that. Very good.
He knows absolutely nothing about running a meeting.
Absolute chaos.
Absolute chaos. Here's to absolute chaos.
Absolute chaos.
And another thing, maybe I get emotional when I think about books.
Oh, God.
It separated the men from the boys, I'll tell you that.
I'd love to hear about it.
Oh, excuse me. I have to,
I was just telling Debbie here that roofing under the communists was a very dangerous game.
You know what? I know someone who would love to hear it.
People have this idea of me as a very straight person, but the truth is, there is no such thing as a straight person. I mean, everyone's weird in some way, right? So we should all just be ourselves.
Stephen Eaton Jones, this is Bert Walensky.
Hello, Bert. Pleasure to meet you.
I'm confused,
No.
Rachel.
Excuse me.
After our father died, we swore we'd never roof again. But walking the high aluminum, it gets in your blood.
Do you want to come home with me tonight?
There are people in our bed.
What are they doing in our bed?
Margaret, what do you think they're doing?
Bob, I must thank you for your hospitality. Tomorrow comes early, however. I start on the first chapter of my new book.
Oh, Stephen, that's wonderful.
Ladder to the Stars, the Flying Walensky Story by Stephen Eaton Jones.
Well, that's terrific. We'll have to have a book club meeting on that one, eh?
Sounds splendid. So long as you aren't hosting it, huh?
Oh, yeah. Hey, wait a minute.
You know, I have been coming to these book club meetings for years. Well, this was wonderful.
You thought this was fun? You should see the all-night Euchre Fest me and the missus have. Oh, they're a laugh riot. Well, good night, kids.
Night.
Well, thanks for having us. You have a very lovely home, and your bed is really soft.
Thanks, I think.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
I think that went rather well, don't you? What a fascinating group of people.
There's nothing like a nice, quiet night in front of the telly.
Oh, we forgot to find out what we're reading for the next book club meeting.
Book club meeting? Last night's do was no book club meeting, Margaret. It was more like Caligula's orgy.
Oh, Bob, you're being silly.
And besides, now that Trevor's in charge, he'll probably have them sifting through, I don't know, coffee table books on the gorgeous ladies of wrestling or old issues of hockey news.
Still, it was fun. You know, everybody getting to know each other.
Yeah, well, Ted and Rachel certainly got to know each other.
Mix-ups galore tonight at 7 when Hooter accidentally sits on Mary Jean's birthday cake on Bazooka Bay.
Oh, it's not even a birthday. I mean, she's adopted and she has false identity papers.
Not to mention she's a narcoleptic kleptomaniac.
Yeah. Remember the time she tried to shoplift those linked sausages, but just kind of fell asleep in the doorway of the supermarket?
Oh, and the automatic door just kept opening and closing on her head.
Oh, yeah.
Poor dear.